welcome to court. We have some free time. I'm sorry. I'm like literally right in front of you.
We have some free time.
We have free time. We have some free time, so we thought, let's sew. We're working on a lot of different things. I'm working on a ruffle skirt, which like we're literally sitting on right now. And what are you working on?
That's a good question. Probably a suit for the baby. So,
do you want to show the material that it's going to be made out of? I'm going to move y'all back a little bit.
It's actually the same material we just used for your Juneteenth look, but it's super cute, and a suit made out of it I think will be super cute.
The lining is a melee fabric. I had to think of what it was called, which is a type of African fabric that is really shiny. Let me see if I can find where that is.
On the other side of the stack of fabric that we have underneath. We have a lot of fabric.
We just got more fabric from the donation site we go to, but like,
yeah,
look at how beautiful this is. This is the side that we'll be using. This is the correct side. I originally got this for myself as just a detail like look. Hello, good morning. But then I ended up not using it anywhere. And it's about 2 yards. It's not very wide, as you can see, but it's going to be perfect for the baby. And I think it is really going to, like, make that pop. Hello, everyone. All right, so let's get into it. I'm also working on using some of the... Let me take y'all on an adventure. Using some of the...
Going on a trip.
Some of the lace that we got. This is like so hard to do backwards. There we go. As you can see, I've done some weaving here. And then there is some actual like lace that is going to have ribbons. This isn't tacked down all the way yet. I still have some finishing touches. And then the back. The back is gorgeous.
Hello,
still have
from Norway.
Ooh, Norway. So this is where we get all of our wonderful international courtiers early. The baby went to sleep early, so we were like, let's do this. But yeah, I was able to use some of those vintage eyelets that we got. And that's just a super cute way to like lace things up and super easy way to lace things up. I'm using my phone because this was truly a last-minute endeavor. There we go. So, what is everyone else up to? I'm also going to be, like, filming.
So you can kind of see that process.
You can see how we do that. Pro tip, if you do have, like, a mic that attaches to your camera, I don't know how I didn't think of this before, but you could just turn it around if you have to film something down. Don't know why I did not think of that before.
We're smart.
At least I'm pretty. So what is everyone up to today other than watching us? Do folks have the day off? Is it lunchtime?
Is it dinner time?
Is it
breakfast time?
Is it breakfast time? Are you working from home, but you keep your camera off so like you can watch whatever you want? What's going on? Talk to us. I'll also show like a better version of the skirt, but I was like, that is not really necessary right now at this very moment. I also am going to try to stay in frame. We're going to see. The one thing about having a couch from the 30s is that it is not level. So I just tried to put the camera there, and it was like, are you sure about that? Oh, we have comments. Thank you. I have to make a cake and work on learning how to use my camera. Just finished breakfast. Ooh, what type of cake are you making, Jasmine? I have the day off. Oh, that's nice. Hello. That sounds nice. Yeah, Dionysus has the day off. I guess technically I do as well right now.
Right
in this very moment. I don't know if it counts if, like, your boss is still in the place. I'm going to lower this a bit.
Your boss is pretty demanding.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about quitting. Thinking about finding another job. My boss is just, it literally has just gotten out of control. First of all, they made me call them the baby, which I feel like is a little like demoralizing, and like dehumanizing. And I've looked at some other prospects, but every other job that I've looked at has been like, there will be no cuddles provided here, which is kind of a deal breaker for me. But I'm still open. You have the comments up.
Yes. Let's see. Studying for a makeup exam. Is it like stage makeup or special effects makeup?
Cosmetology.
Makeup as in a makeup. Gotcha. Gotcha. Sorry, just saw the second comment after that.
That just loaded.
I gotcha. I'm there. I'm reading. It's fine. Fighting with Amazon, those are the absolute worst fights, and I do apologize.
But for real.
You have to go through that, because we have had many a time where things
just didn't show up.
Don't show up.
And Amazon was like, I mean, what do you want us to do about it?
How do I send proof of a package that riddle me this, Batman?
It didn't show up. This is my...
Let me send you a picture of...
This is my proof.
Of my nothing that I got.
Right. Here are my hands. I don't really know what you want me to say about that.
Jasmine said, yellow box cake. I have no desire to put in actual effort. And that's not period. That
is... I feel that deep inside. Also, I just realized if you do not follow us on Instagram, you're probably like, Muse, when did your hair change? I should probably post that short that I posted on Instagram here. I did this last week. I am going to let it grow out a bit. My hair grows really fast. Like, I already have roots coming in. So I'm going to let it grow out. But at some point, I want to play with color. Right now, I'm just kind of letting the bleach do what it does. But it makes styling so much cuter and easier and low effort, despite being... It was a process. I bleached her 3 times. And I know I have hot roots, and I'm completely comfortable with that. Because... I don't care.
Your hair looks cute like this.
Thanks. I'm literally pinning down like the last bit of the skirt, and so I was like, instead of it's huge. Instead of moving it, I'm just going to pin this down, and then I will pick y'all up like the itty bitty, teeny weeny babies you are. And show you what I did. There are a lot of ruffles here at the end, but I'm not mad at it.
We agree, Lori. They said, I hate those places that think that if you're enjoying your job, you're not working hard enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The baby is a very strict boss. And the pay, I mean, I have not seen a paycheck. It has been 3 years. And now I feel uncomfortable saying something about it, you know? Because it's been
so long.
3 years.
Like, they'll just think that you're lying.
Ruffles are a mood. Oh my gosh. YouTube lets us have filters on. That is a dangerous thing that YouTube has allowed. All right. Oop, I probably shouldn't cover the camera. Okay. Do y'all want to see the ruffles? Also, there is more things. Our house is just full of projects that we are working on. Okay, ready? Here are the ruffles. There are a lot. I'm going to try to stand up. Like, there are a lot. And then at the very, very, very bottom, it doesn't look even, but it actually is. But at the very, very bottom, there is a duster layer of tiered ruffles, which is like gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
And of course, because we are masters in laceology, there is lots of lace in this particular
Obviously.
Obviously.
Okay. So now I need to film. I do have to make it now look kind of pretty. Not like very pretty, but kind of pretty and kind of even. Oh, and I will be like making a video about this. But it's, even though it's 8 layered ruffles, it is only 4 ruffles that are attached.
And fold it over.
So I folded it over, but if this is like fabric that is together, folded over completely evenly, I let one be shorter than the other so that it creates even more of a tiered look, and it is alternating a like off white with a white, and it's all sheer. And then I did 1 layer of rolled hem, and I did another layer. So like the shorter layer has some cording through the hem, and then the bottom longer layer is a rolled hem because I wanted the cording to add more dimension overall, but I wanted there to be the same amount of weight to the material at the hem, so I alternated that. Yeah.
Jasmine says, the baby does not believe in money. The baby pays in cuddles.
And honestly, in this market, with this inflation, that's just not cutting it.
Have you seen the prices of houses these days?
Have you seen the prices of
apartments?
houses and apartments these days?
It's insane.
I hate it. I hate it.
Kelly said, completed a diamond painting for a wedding gift.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds great.
That sounds awesome. I could never.
Jasmine also said, it looks amazing. Love the lace.
Thank y'all.
We are well studied in lace and laceology. We do highly recommend taking
You may have to
classes.
talk louder. You're pretty far away from me.
Can you hear me? Am I just saying things?
Just talking to
Comment
yourself.
down below. Can you hear what Dionysus is saying, or is he talking to himself?
Find out. You have the comments. You'll have to check. Okay, let me do this for the YouTube.
There's like no comments, so there's a very good.
So maybe Dionysus asked if anyone could hear him and to comment below, but like no one commented. So now we're like, has Dionysus been talking to himself the whole time? I have the microphone, so you just might have to talk louder.
I just gotta scream.
You gotta scream. Ooh, wah, ah, ah, ah.
Oh, they said they can hear me.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Okay,
we're good. We're good.
All right, so now you'll get to see a little bit of the behind-the-scenes process of like how I actually film. If you've joined into our last so long, you'll already kind of know this process. Okay. All right, so I've gone ahead and I have attached that final layer of ruffle. I'm actually going to like secure it with our serger, because that's going to flatten that out at the waistband so that when I do put on the waistband, it is flush. But because it is being attached with a serger, we're not going to lose any of that ruffles. It's going to evenly secure. You could do this with other methods, but I really don't want to apply any heat. I might steam this just to kind of loosen up the wrinkles a little bit, but I don't want to apply any heat to these ruffles because I have no idea what this fabric is made out of. I didn't even try the burn test. I know that it would not pass the burn test. It's staying impressively too non-wrinkled, and it has been washed and still did not wrinkle. So I know it's not going to pass the heat test. And now I have to turn the camera around. I have no idea what this fabric even could be.
It's probably synthetic.
It's something synthetic. I just don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't care. The cotton is next to my skin, so like my skin isn't going to get irritated. But I have no idea. No natural idea. Okay.
They said they can hear me. I'm just very far away.
You're whispering. Okay.
So fucked.
I'm going to film this last little bit. What was the last thing I said? Okay, I remember. So why risk it? You know? Why risk it? But since I won't be ironing it, I just want to make sure that it is secured properly, and I really want that flat look for the waistband because I am adding in elastic to the waistband, and I don't want to have to tussle with that. Mm-mm. All right. So, the logical thing to do right now would be to go ahead and, like, sew this, but do y'all want to see what it kind of looks like on? Like, I'm not going to put it on because it's, like, not sewn. It's laid out flat. There's nothing to put on. But, like, you can kind of get the idea of what I was, like, going for. You can see the comments. I cannot.
I was like, there's also a delay, like in real time.
Oh, yeah. I always forget about that. That's probably for the best.
It's like, and wait.
And pause.
And go!
And pause for applause.
Okay, they said yes.
Okay.
Obviously.
All right. Let me stand up very carefully.
Because the baby kept using their sewing machine. He asks to use that sewing machine
every day.
Every other day, at least.
Every Doug Dimmadome day.
How's that TikTok go?
It's giving
Can we
cupcake.
hear it for the dress? Hello, welcome in.
It's giving tiered. It's giving My Fair Lady. It's giving Ascot Govit.
It looks beautiful.
Thanks. It took me longer than it should have because, like, it's not hard.
Okay, here's the thing about that specific statement, though. We know how fast we can sew, but there's so many times where it's like, this should have taken less time. And realistically, it's like, yeah, but I was tired this week. So I didn't get it done. I just didn't want to do this project. I will get it done eventually.
It'll get done. It'll get done. It's like the Kiana, like, Faye look that I did. Mm-hmm. It was done when we had that week off in December. And then I put it away because I was like, okay, now it's at the, like, hand sewing on the petals portion. That's going to take a little bit longer. Then I straight up forgot about it because I moved on to other stuff. And then when I found it, I was like, oh
yeah.
And I, like, looked at it and I was like, I was, like, almost done. Almost done. And then, like, it only took me, I like to say that it took me 3 months to, like, attach those petals, but it sat for, like, 2 months. It took about, what, like, a week or two?
Yeah.
Of, like, the hour, 2 hours that it takes to, like, that I have with the baby being asleep. Did we get a comment?
Lori said, I got an awesome buy on silk chiffon, but the seller lost the order and canceled it.
No. There will be none of that.
We do not accept that in our court. Executed.
Executed. Executed.
Never been fond of too many ruffles. That's kind of how Muse was for a while, and then the ruffles have grown on us.
So here's the thing with historical costuming. This is why we did tutor for a really long time, because I was like, I don't like frills and bows. I like lace, but, like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but frills and bows and all that jazz, or really ruffles, but outside of tutor and doing more modern things, you gotta pick one. You gotta pick one poison. And I could have gone the hand beaded route, but I do love myself. I do love and respect myself. So I thought, maybe not.
With a baby, maybe not.
I like some ruffles in some situations. It's hard to describe.
Yeah. Me with of all my papers for school. Yeah, I've been there.
Vibe. A terrible vibe.
Love the swoosh. You hear me? That is good.
You hear me? You really hear me?
I'm trying to project. Love the ruffles, lace, and frills. Just hate sewing it on. That is a vibe.
I don't mind it, but I use a trick for it. So basically what I do is I do vertical pins instead of horizontal, and I do a lot of them, and I don't take them out until the end. And then as far as the actual gathering, like I know I can use a gathering stitch, and I know we have a fancy sewing machine now, and like I could do that, but I don't mind doing that amount of hand sewing. So what I do is I use embroidery thread to gather, and that makes it go a lot faster. One, but two, I personally feel like it gives the ruffles more structure with fabric like this super sheer, or really, really structured fabric where like you get to a point where, yes, you could use like quilting thread or like just a thicker, bold, like quilting, like hand quilting thread. You could do that, but I feel like embroidery thread is just more visible and just keeps things in place a little bit more. That might be in my mind, but it is what it is.
But the placebo works.
It works. I'm trying to decide if I want to film like I don't think I'm going to film the fabric going down. I think I'm going to film the measuring tape going down. And I think that I'm going to probably do 2 inches. I want it to be flat though. I was going to do like 2 inches more than my waist, but I do want it to like lay flat. I'll do 1 inch.
So the mic is right here in Muse's ear, so that's why I'm quieter. So I'm trying to talk louder to compensate. So if you can't hear what I'm saying, or if my mouth just looks like it's moving, just comment down below and be like, oh, what?
Huh? I think I'm going to do because that'll be a really cute shot of like the measuring tape like going to the thing. I also still have this microphone on. I mean, the camera's not on, so it doesn't really matter. But this does take just a regular AA battery. Also, shout out to Opus Elaine because like she sent us that mic and we love it and use it a ton.
All of the time.
You can stay in here because I've already established that
I am here.
That you are home.
That I am here.
That you are here.
This time.
All right. That might have been too quick of a shot. I don't want people to know my real measurement. I don't really care about numbers. But I don't want people trying to compare. Like if we were doing like a pattern review, then I would be like, you need to know my numbers because if like you're wanting to know like, is this pattern comparable? What cut do I need? Blah 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 blah. Then obviously, but like, I'm drafting this myself with shapes. I also in this video I like did a very detailed go through of how I do actually pattern, like walking people through step by step. And at the end, it just comes down to math. I do the math. I wish it was fancier than that, but it's shapes and math. Math and shapes. Shapes math. That didn't get it at all.
Love it. I prefer lace, but sewing makes me nervous. I will mess it up, and when trying to fix it, I will ruin the lace.
That was me with this antique lace. I literally did not record. I don't think I recorded any of me sewing it in. I do think I recorded some of the weaving process, but I'm like looking at the cross-haired, like weaved area, and I'm like, this, I truly think that lace could be from at least the 30s. It might be earlier than that.
Based on our laceology degree.
But I did like look it up because I was like, I need to make sure that when I wash this, it doesn't disintegrate. And I'm gonna have to hand wash that top anyway, but like, I needed to wash it to get it clean. And I was like, I need to make sure this doesn't disintegrate. So I like looked up some comparable laces. It might be earlier than the 30s, and the styles that I've seen were earlier 30s. So it might be late 20s. Or like, you know, how fashion carries over. But I was like, I can't film me sewing this because I'm about to cry. Like I'm gonna cry. My hands are shaking. And I know that I could have hand stitched it, but I did not. And that is a key element to this. I did not do that.
Let's see.
Important to mention.
Comments.
Woo!
I think I need to invest in a gathering foot. I'm too much of an impatient shower. If I can't see progress, I get demotivated. That is me! I am that person that if I don't see things coming together immediately, I'm like, so what if I just stop doing this right now?
I think that's why I sew so fast. Because I'm like, if you sew fast, everything comes together. Okay.
But I'm also kind of a perfectionist, and I kind of like things to look really, really nice. So that's why I'm like, I can't go fast because I'll mess it up.
I like for things to look really nice in context to when they're being used. Like, I don't need for the play clothes I'm gonna wear with the baby to look really nice. That was a stupid angle, and I don't know what I was thinking.
Welcome to our filming process.
Literally.
That looked dumb. Let's do it again.
I was like, what am I doing? Okay.
I'm 5 feet tall, and too many frills makes me appear even shorter. That's a good reason to not be so crazy about
Frills.
the frills.
I mean, give your short person like energy. Your short monarchy energy. Do it. We're actually pretty tall. We've never discussed this, but we're not tall. We're not super tall. But we are taller than people think we are. Like, the baby, y'all watch the baby and you're like, oh my gosh, the baby is so cute and so proportionate and like obviously a toddler. The baby is 3 now. The baby often gets mistaken for a 5 or 6 year old. I'm 5'8.5". You're 6 feet.
Yeah.
So like the baby is proportionate to us, but not like
but not most
to other children. Yeah. I'm like, no. Okay. I just gotta make sure that the line is here. Actually, no. You know what I need to do? I need to grab the elastic. Where is that bag?
Now I need short monarch energy on a t-shirt.
We actually have like a couple of t-shirts that we're working on, but we could definitely work on that. We're testing this one, which is why it was right here. And it says, so loud, so wrong. And this was hand-drawn and colored, and I'm specifically very proud of the bee because I was really hoping that it would appear fuzzy. Like, you know how when you draw something, you're just not sure if it's going to give everything you need it to give. I literally don't know. Do you know where that tan bag is that had all of the sewing notions for this project?
That one?
Yeah.
That's right where you left it.
The one that is in the exact spot that it needs to be. I just wanted to make sure that before I cut this, because I'm using that bed sheet that I showed in the lace haul video, that before I cut this on the floor, I have the elastic that I'm going to use. It's quite stretchy, so I'll probably cut this like maybe an inch smaller than I want it, which I know that that is not a lot for elastic, but I also don't want it to be I don't want it to be like too heavy. Or not heavy. Sorry, my words. I don't want it to be. I want it to have like a little bit of give, but I don't want it to be too tight, too constricting. Why can I not think of that word? Heavy is not even remotely close to the word that I needed. I should press this because it's not flat, and that could present an issue. But do y'all think I'm gonna?
Comment down below.
I'm not. Here's a trade secret. I'm not gonna. You know what I'm gonna do instead? I'm gonna put the microphone on the piece that needs to be pressed because that piece is not in frame. Oh, we do have comments. Friends, remember. Oh yes, please hit the like button. Thanks. Thanks, Julian. Okay. Sometimes I do things and I'm like, why am I making this so complicated? Okay, so this is 2-inch lace, which means that I need. But for real, so I need 2 inches of like 2.5 because I do need seam allowance. I need about 2 inches of space on this actual waistband. I'm gonna do 2.5. So I have a little wiggle room.
Right.
And then
what? It looks a little crazy because obviously nothing is sewn together and it's just pinned together right this moment. But we got the little jacket for the baby. It will obviously probably be more fitted on a human, but
are you pattern matching for this?
no.
Oh. Alright.
Because there are so many curves for this particular pattern, it will not work.
Alright.
Period. End of statement.
Sure.
That's on that.
Casey, girl.
Thank you.
Are you going to
It looks so good.
move the camera down, or do you
No,
want to
we're
be the
just
star?
gonna forever be the star. Right here. It's me. It's this one.
It's not even you. It's the mannequin.
It's the mannequin. Here it is. All right, let me move that out of the way. Do we want to show them the other one?
What other one? I kind of gave a sneak peek, but yeah, we can show it.
All right. Well, you talk while I get that situated.
Oh,
we got.
I post.
Oh,
is that not the same thing?
Talking.
Where is this random piece of fabric? There it is. Okay. I want to get closer, and I don't want to be in frame. Okay. You gonna get us a copyright strike.
No, it's a cover. It doesn't count.
YouTube does not care.
Mm.
YouTube be like, no, someone else owns this. You cannot have artistic freedom.
You are a white man, and a white man has already sang this song
as
a cover.
Who is that song sung by?
Usher.
It is not Usher. Usher does not sing Closer.
I don't know.
Usher does not sing.
It's not Usher.
It's not Usher. I don't know. I don't remember who it is. Maybe. What if it is Usher? He expanded some things when the 2000s came along. It might be Usher. Okay, but I really don't want my whole body in frame.
No?
I don't.
Not a vibe?
Not a vibe. Okay.
So this is the chaotic energy that we bring behind the scenes of filming anything. Just a lot of random thoughts and random things happening all at the same time.
There's nothing more stressful in filming than filming sewing portions because you need a good amount to like cut the footage, but also you don't need a lot. Like, you don't need to show the entire amount because nobody wants to watch somebody cut 2 yards of fabric. Joanne's is doing that in person, a real life performance. Nobody wants to watch that, but you have to like cut enough perfectly so that when you go to edit it, it looks good. It's giving me stressed.
I think technically, so long as a song is missing one instrument, it's a parody. But I heard that like 10 to 15 years ago from an untrustworthy source. So I trust you.
Um,
I'm I'm gonna say that's fine.
do you want to do something fun?
What?
Do you want to lift up the camera so we don't have to be floor trolls? Because now I need to iron.
Well, I was going to lift it up to show off the thing that I am working on.
The jack yolks. Alright, then let me move this. And then will you get the iron?
The iron.
The iron. I got it. We get the iron and the iron and the iron board.
The iron.
Alright. I'm gonna take out the charger now and lift it up. I just thought of a really silly April Fool's Day video because it was at like waist height. What if we did a binging with Babish style sewing video?
All right, here is the thing. It is obviously not done yet. Or are you gonna do the thing?
I'll do it. I'll make it fancy. Welted pockets. Stopping in my Air Force Ones. That one is Nelly and his crew. I don't remember who. But, like, she's pretty. We have more fabric coming for it today. Love it.
We were discussing yesterday the spectrums of how we dress.
As if they were, like, spectrums of gender. And I said that I dress like, what did I say? My range is, oh gosh, what did I say?
You said too baddie, I don't remember.
Oh, yes. Okay, so my range is, gay man in his 40s at a festival that is not Coachella. And then 2 Instagram baddie. Like, that is my range of, like, dress, but also, like, gender.
And I dress like a middle school cis boy.
Cis straight boy.
Like basketball shorts and a t-shirt and think that I am hot.
Like, dressed up.
The most dressed up. 2, RuPaul out of drag. With my fancy suits.
There is no other explanation. That is so direct.
Let's see. Love it, love the pockets. Early 2000s music was fire emoji. And then LOL, do it.
Alright, so now I need to iron this because I can't cut it anymore unless it's ironed. Oh, that's a horrible angle. Not everyone can be Dionysus and get pretty ironing angles. I'll have this is a pretty ironing angle. This is pretty. It's not Dionysus pretty, but it's pretty.
What can I say? I'm one of the only people typically iron.
You ain't lie. Listen, I have no shame in that. I would rather work with a fabric that's harder to work with if I don't have to iron.
That makes sense.
I would just, because I'm not going to iron it every day. That's not going to happen.
Absolutely not.
I got to get a whole other person ready. You think that I'm ironing some clothes? For what? For a car ride?
For why?
For why? For who?
I feel like we should do a story time. But
Which
I don't
one?
know what story time to do.
I'm trying to think. could talk about that time that I dated someone, but I didn't know their real name.
That's a good story.
This was before Dionysus and I even met. You definitely have to watch the comments for this.
Yeah.
This is for before Dionysus and I met.
Goodbye, Jillian.
Bye. But I was dating someone, and at the place that we worked, we didn't wear name tags. And we also didn't see each other every day. So, like, you know how when you see someone and every time y'all see each other, y'all have really great conversation and it's amazing. But then you get to a point where, like, you cannot ask their name. Well, this person asked me out on a date, and I was like, sure. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't know your name. But I was like, we're going to go to Starbucks. They put down their nickname. I was like, cool. I even, because I have a very unique, like, real name. And so I was like, I bet you don't even know how to spell my name. And this person was like, no, I don't. And just kind of, like, dropped it. And I was like, are you going to ask, maybe? So we do end up, like, casually dating. And I still don't know this person's name. But, like, I had never heard them say my name either. So I was like, okay, so, like, I don't feel bad. And one day, this person confronts me. And they go, do you know my name? And I was like, obviously I know your name. Like, I'm not going to date somebody and not know their name. I should mention, when I say casually dating, we've been dating for not long. Like, it might have been 2 months, and out of that 2 months, maybe we went on. No, I think it was longer than that. I think it was like 4 months.
Yeah.
But I think in that 4 months, we went on like 5 dates. So, like, very casually dating.
That was the question I was just asked. How long did this go on for?
Honestly, too long.
Too long. Too long is the answer to that question.
Too long. But we had only been on, like, it may have been 4 or 5 dates. It was very casual. Like, we had not met each other's parents. Like, we had not spent time at each other's, like, spent the night at each other's house. Like, none of that.
None of that going on. None of that.
I also was like, I can't be too deep into this if I don't know your name. So one day they confronted me in front of a break room, and they were like, hey, do you know my name? And I was like, obviously I know your name. I'm not going to date somebody and not know their name. And they were like, okay, so what's my name? And I was like, I know your name. And they were like, what is it? And I was like, I know your name. And they were like, say it. Say my name then. Say my name, say my name. And I was like, what's my name? And they were like, this is your name. And I was like, okay, so that feels like an attack. So, and obviously they broke up with me right then and there. But, yeah, I guess the moral of that story is, even if it's embarrassing, just ask someone their name. I kind of look back on that, and I'm like, what if we had gotten married and I didn't know their name until we were filing for the marriage license?
Living together, you get a piece of mail with their name on it, and you're like,
Imagine
you keep getting mail for this person? I don't know who they are.
We have a lot of stories because a lot of ridiculous things happen to us, but they are not they are not safe for YouTube. I'm trying to think of, like, a good one. We could tell the story about the time that our friends said that they were drunk, but they weren't. That's a good one.
That's part of the how we met.
That is
how
part
we
of
got
how
together story.
Yes, we could tell that one. It's up to you.
That one's just kind of a short one.
It is.
But we'll do like a Spark Notes version of that one. So you know the story of how we got together. Muse hated me, and I was like, we're never gonna talk. And then we ended up talking and finding out that we have a lot in common. Well, there was also a competition that was being held without my knowledge.
First and foremost, when Dionysus and I met, I think you could tell by the last story, I was in my villain phase. So I don't have shame. I did what I did, but I was in my villain phase, 100%.
So there's a competition going on to woo me and win me over. All right.
Me and two of our friends that we were doing the show with, that we met doing, were like, oh my gosh, we both like Dionysus so much. And I was like, well, let's see who can date him. And I was like, we'll make it a little competition. And this one friend was like, I'm already dating him. He is my boyfriend. And we were like, sure. I don't think so, but sure. So this friend kept lying about hanging out with Dionysus.
Saying that he's been to my apartment, we hang out all the time, we've been doing the dance, like,
we knew that
all the things.
Like, me and this other friend knew that we're gonna say Phoebe McPhiberson. We knew that Phoebe McPhiberson was fibbing because there were just facts that weren't lining up. Like, you say you hung out with this person, but like they said that they were in bed at like 10 p.m. because they had an early shift. Like, there was just stuff not lining up. But I will let you.
Things were not making sense.
Yeah.
So, he was caught in another lie, essentially, where the excuse that he gave was, "Oh, I was so drunk."
Well, now, we went out to this restaurant that it had like $7
pitchers of Long Island's or long sangrias.
Long
sangrias. A lot of sangria.
And like everyone.
So I had one,
and I had one,
and
the
our other friend had one. But Phoebe McPhiberson had Mountain Dew, hoping that all of us were too drunk to remember that he only had Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
And Muse, still being in the in the
villain mode
of everything, decided to call him out while I was giving him a hug. He's like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry."
This was like the next day because this was also during Pokemon Go, so we all decided that we were going to like go to Dionysus' house and play Pokemon Go and walk around the neighborhood at 2:00 in the morning because we were young people. You have to understand, we were young people.
pre the baby.
Very much pre the baby.
Very much.
Because I was working at Disney at the time.
And so we had gone out, and
Phoebe McPhiberson was supposed to be following me, and
because he didn't know where I lived, even though he was saying that he's been to my house every other night.
And so at the time I had a smart car, so like it was very easy to lose me. It was a black smart car at that, and it's nighttime, so like it was very easy to lose me. So I don't see Phoebe McPhiberson behind me, and so I like call and I'm like, "Hey, I don't know where you are. Let me know. But do you need the address? Because you clearly don't know how to get there." Well, he ends up texting you and is like, I'm tired.
I'm super tired. I'm going home.
Which is fine. Well, like Next 2 days later.
A couple days later, we go back out to eat.
No, we hadn't gone out to eat. You were dropping me off at the show that we met at, and he had work. Like, we were working that same night at that show.
Gotcha.
And so
we were all in the same place.
Yes.
And I was saying goodbye, ended up giving him a hug, and the conversation that was had, Muse decided to call him out.
I didn't call him out. I said the truth.
Call him out on his lie.
I told the truth, and Phoebe McPhiberson got caught in a Phoebe McPhib.
So it was, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't go out with y'all. I just got super tired because I was drinking and was just too drunk to go out with you guys afterwards.
To which I said, huh, that's interesting, because you were drinking Mountain Dew all last night. You were the only one who didn't drink.
I was giving him a hug, and my face went like this. and I hugged him a little tighter because I was clenched. Yeah.
Needless to say, Phoebe McPherson stopped Phoebe McPhibbering after that situation.
Jasmine said, Muse, you sure you're not still in your villain phase?
Yes, I am.
Pixie Rose said, too drunk.
Literally. Okay, so
Drunk,
here's the
in
thing.
quotation mark.
My villain phase was right now I'm in my self-confidence, you either like me or you don't like me phase, which I feel like is gonna only like extend. Like that's my lifetime phase. That's not a phase. It's not a phase, Mom. But in my villain phase, this specific friend called out Dionysus and was like, "You're gonna break Muse's heart." Like, mind you, we had not been on any dates. 0 dates. 0. We were literally just talking and texting at the time. 0 dates. And he was like, "You're gonna break Muse's heart. You're cheating on Muse." And
because me and Phoebe McPherson were kind of seeing each other. Having a good time. But like, not to the extent that.
But when I read that text, I was like, we're not exclusive, are we? Because I got some people I need to call. Because like, I don't know, maybe it's me. Tell me in the comments. But like when you are dating someone and you have not had the conversation of being exclusive, you just aren't. And like we had not gone on any dates. So I was like, have you been telling people that we're exclusive? Because I got some folks I need to talk to, if that is the case.
Lori said, "Da da da."
I think,
but it's very much the mentality of courting. When you are courting someone, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of people. Like, I'm getting to know a lot of people.
I was not upset. I was
and then
doing
when you're
the
exclusive,
same
it's
thing.
like, all right, we're just doing this thing.
I was doing the same thing. We were not exclusive. I was not acting like we were exclusive because we were not exclusive.
But yeah, then he went total crazy.
That's a story for another day.
That's
a story.
Long story.
We have a.
That's a story for our Discord. If you want to join our Discord.
That is a story for our Discord. Whew. Actually, after this, you know what? We might get on, and we might talk about that story because that
one's an emotional roller coaster.
For real.
Like, strap in, cause it's wild.
For real. Where did I put it? I was the.
Pixie Rose said,
"Ooh." We will see you there, Pixie Rose. Where did I put the elastic? Why are me and the elastic fighting today? Thanks. Ooh, do y'all want to see a crown that we got for the baby for their birthday? It is so cute. It's so cute. We also were like, we can justify this because like, but like, look at it. It's adjustable too, so Dionysus can wear it. Isn't it so cute? I love it. It's also metal.
Y'all had asked that we do get crowns. It's a little small for my.
It's a little. It doesn't. Oh no, that's where you pin it. It has like hoops inside, so that like you can bobby pin it to your hair,
so you can keep it. So it doesn't look crazy on my head, but like
it's a little small.
It's a little small.
It's meant for children.
But like you asked us to get crowns because we do have a court, and so we've started that process.
This is perfect. My pigtails.
I was like, if y'all have pictures of crowns and things that you know of,
let us know. Let us know.
Be like, this crown screams Muse.
I know what story we can tell. do any of y'all watch with Trixie and Katya? Well, every time we touch each other, we're excited. We go. Speaking of Katya, from like RuPaul's Drag Race, I once got to open for her.
That wasn't the story you were about.
That was not the story. But I once got to open for her. But anyway, um, what story was I talking about?
I don't know.
Oh no. Good thing we have people here. Someone tell
I
us.
mean, we can. You didn't say anything. I
No,
don't
I
even know what
did.
story.
I said.
You said, "Ooh, you know what story we could tell?" One time, I opened a costume.
No, it was relate. What was it?
We were talking about
Oh,
crowns.
costuming. Crowns. Costuming. Yes, I remember.
Boots.
Let's with the fur. With the fur. No, let's talk about the story. About that time that we entered the Halloween contest
Okay,
and
that's
we were robbed. Robbed.
I still have a picture of that outfit, so we can.
If you
also
do,
put
we
that in
can
the
post it
Discord.
on. Well, we can
Or
post it on a
we can put
community
it on-
tab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this story, we were invited to a Halloween event.
And it was a big one.
It was like invite only. You do the thing, and we were like, all right, there's a costume contest, and the people go all out for this. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And so we came up with doing a gender bent
Smee and
Smee
Hook.
and Captain Hook. So for Muse, I made an entire outfit.
We wanted it to feel slightly feminine. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what Hook. I cannot remember. There's a Peter Pan. I think it was Captain Hook. Was like the mini series that had come out at the time, or the Peter Pan mini series, where Captain Hook at the beginning of the movie is a woman. I won't ruin the movie. I mean, it's been out for like 10 years. But I was like, that's the inspiration that I want, because she had very big masculine energy, but also like had feminine energy. So the skirt was a hand dye. Oh, we should mention.
So the look that we went for was.
Wait, we gotta tell the rules.
Okay.
So the rules of this were that you have to make as much of your costume as possible, or heavily alter it. And when I say heavily alter, I mean like
if you got a pretend Hook from Craft City, like you can use the Hook part, but you better be hand painting it to make it look more
metal.
authentic.
Or if you are buying like pirate boots, you need to like completely recover them and cut them and do different laces and all this jazz. Like it has to be heavily altered to even qualify for this. And you had to like send in the pictures of your outfits beforehand, but they didn't have to be on you. They actually like preferred that they weren't on you, just so they could like, because like it was held in a nightclub, so that they could like zoom in. And the cash prize was like $1,000 for grand prize, and then it was like 500, and then it was like
250.
It was 250, but the 250 was in bar tabs. So that night, and then we also got something else. It was something small, like
it was like tickets to
something,
the theme park or something.
No, it wasn't the theme park. It was tickets to. I can't remember. It was something very small. Anyway,
so the look that we went for was kind of like a Lolita-esque, but also historical, fantasy version of Hook. So we made a 3-layered ruffle circle skirt, which was hand dyed.
I hand dyed
in an ombre, so that it casually got lighter. I made a Victorian-esque Lolita
like waistcoat
jacket thing with puffy sleeves.
It was in a paisley, but the paisley was just slightly different red. So from far away, it just looked like a red coat, but close up, it like had all of that detail.
What all this is?
I don't know. I don't know if I can get rid of that either. Give me a second, because we've just had some folks being absolute mess. And I don't know how to like pull it up on this phone. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay, well, I did record it. Sorry.
Okay, I can actually do that.
Sorry about that. Apologize. We've just executed them, so.
I put them in timeout. Oh, Wonderful. Awesome. Okay, I just learned something. Also,
So-
someone said that they wanted tiara for their little sister wanted tiara for their quinceañera and bought one and went to the Bridgerton experience. Oh, and they had and they had tiaras for half the price. I'd be mad too.
Yeah,
Valid.
that'd be pretty bad. But
Yeah.
anyway, so had the jacket. It had a gold
Lining.
brocade vest,
Oh yeah.
and then a black shift that was worn under everything. We sewed
Lace
boots
onto
together.
We had lace onto the cuffs so that like it looked like we had cuffs coming out. I had like short boots that I added fabric to.
We hand painted a hat, added a feather to it.
I did a wig for myself that was a ponytail with ringlet curls in the back. And then I had a hook that was attached with like gauze.
Latex
And
gauze.
latex. And like basically it looked like the hook was like a nub coming out of my hand. Yeah. And
we
like,
spent hours on this.
Yeah.
For my costume, we distressed a white t-shirt, hand painted stripes onto it, made a red beanie cap, and then made a pair of pants that were cut off and distressed, and then made invisible shoes so that it looked like I was walking around barefoot, and spent like weeks on these looks because it was hand dyed. It was a lot.
hand dyed stripes on his shirt. Hand dyed.
So we get there. Everybody is commenting on our costumes. They're like, "Oh my gosh, these are fantastic. They look great. Like y'all look amazing." All night, everybody's commenting.
There was one other couple there. They got a higher place than us. I think that they deserve to win first. They made a Leia costume, but like it was made of metal that they like formed, like they did the metalworking. And the like loincloth part in the front was made of fine chainmail that they did themselves.
There was also another guy who took an antique scuba suit, like big helmet, scuba head.
He made what video game is it from? Where they have like the little girls call the guy Daddy. Why can I not think of the name of that thing?
I'm sure it'll come back to us in a little bit, and we'll think of it. But anyway, hand painted this whole thing, and then put like foliage and seaweed to make it look like he was a lost.
And had distressed all of that
to make it look like he was a sunken scuba diver. The people that won made an outfit entirely out of balloons.
It was good.
Which was good, but
they did not make the clothes that went underneath. They did not make their shoes. I made invisible shoes for Dionysus out of clear bath mats that I cut into the shape of his foot, and then they were attached with. I basically made a clear flip flop.
Yeah.
So that it looked like he didn't have on shoes.
And then for Muse's shoes, we took old dance shoes, cut them apart, and then.
No, I had boots, but I cut them apart
to add a flap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a whole lot of work that was put into this for us to not even place in the top 3.
Yes, we did. We got 3rd, remember?
No, we got 4th.
Did we?
That's why we didn't get any prizes.
Oh, yeah. I was salty. The person that did the metalworking, no, we got 3rd because the scuba person didn't place at all.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like it should have been metalworking, us, the scuba person, and the only reason, their costume was sick, it was amazing. The only reason why I feel like the scuba person should have been 3rd was because like they did buy, like it was distressed and they added a lot, but like you're not gonna replace the glass in this thing, like,
Yeah.
and I don't blame you for that. I would not be doing that either. You're not going to be like taking it apart to reconstruct it like they distressed what they already had.
Jasmine says they are salty on our behalf.
Thank you, please and thank you. But yeah, it was really really.
We'll make sure to add the pictures of that. Now, to be fair, this was in the beginning, early stages of my sewing stuff, so it's not as good as the stuff that I can put out now, but it was still completely hand done.
Also,
like...
to be fair, we will be fair, I did not want the hand to look realistic because I'm not trying to make a mockery of anybody with a limb difference. You know what? Like, some of my friends have limb differences. I'm not trying to do that.
Not trying to be that person.
So, like, it looked like fake. But, like, it's supposed to. I was going for that. I did not want it to look
we also
super
were
realistic.
Enjoying.
I didn't want to offend anybody.
We were enjoying the bar, so like we didn't want somebody to. We didn't want there to be issues. Like,
oh yeah, that was the bigger thing because you could have weapons, but like you know, if you've ever been to a con, like you gotta have an orange tip. It's gotta be made of plastic, like all that jazz. So I was like, I want people. If we get there and they're like, you can't bring that in, it was at a point where I could just go, that's fine. We could do that. There was also a distressed Wendy there.
Yeah,
that was perfection.
I have that picture too.
She was great. I don't know if we should post that though.
Yeah, we don't have permission, so we
won't also don't know who she is. She was just there.
She was just a person who was the dark version of Wendy. So
yeah,
it went with the vibe that we were going for.
But
yeah, that is that story. And ever since then, we've been like, all right, if we're gonna enter a costume contest.
That was your first time doing a big project like that, but you did a great job.
I thought it looked great, but I was salty because, you know.
What I used to do when I would take, as y'all should be for us, what I used to do before I did a lot of sewing, I used to do burlesque. And we're just
gonna have tea with you.
We're just gonna sit down. I used to do burlesque, and I would like make all of my things for burlesque because have you seen the price of lingerie? It's expensive. Yeah, you can get your phone.
So I can see the comments.
I want to see. Was I able? Message deleted. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I deleted the spam bot. But I used to make like stuff for myself for burlesque, but like that wasn't my background. So when I would do commissions, on like wigs and props and all that stuff. And then you would do, at the time you were doing like simple commissions like hemming stuff and stuff like that. Yeah. So this was like the first big project that he took on, but I was like, I know that we could take this on because I do know how to sew, so I can help with elements. Well, and two, I could do all the props and the wigs and the dyeing because that's like my specialty.
Yeah, and I knew how like costumes needed to go together, and I knew like basic sewing, but I wasn't super comfortable with everything. So I was like, okay. I also didn't have a mannequin at the time, so I was like, I can really only use patterns, and
it was a lot.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not great at doing alterations from existing patterns. I'm much better at just creating patterns.
At the time, you weren't creating patterns, though. You were just using patterns.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I was very salty. I thought about entering another thing because obviously things have improved a lot since then.
I mean, you entered your Regina look in that one costume contest and you won, which, I mean...
That is true. I did not make anything for that, though. You made stuff for that. I did. I entered my Regina look, and that won a costume contest for Halloween, and I did have a cash prize. That was nice. But I thought about, like, I don't know, to me, costuming contests are so subject to opinion because, like, you know?
If somebody knows the judge better than someone else, or
the judge has a specific like style that they prefer over another style, like how do you deal with that? So that's always like perturbed me. Um, I've thought about like other stuff though. I thought about getting back into burlesque.
Yeah.
I thought about it. That's a
was
lot of
like-
work. The reason why I ended up getting out of burlesque is because I hadn't done it for a few years, and then I kept moving all my burlesque stuff, and it's big, like it's big stuff. So I was like, I can't do this.
We'll see you later.
Bye, Lori. Bye. But yeah, I was like, I can't keep moving all this stuff. What is it? Um, Dionysus is like trying to answer other stuff. Late but here. Hi,
Welcome
hello.
in.
Steve and Kathy and accidentally Steve. But yeah, like that is our backgrounds. I have done like a lot of stuff with props. I'm trying to think of like some things. I obviously work with wigs, y'all see that on the channel. I've done a lot of dyeing stuff, so like when my friends would sew stuff, there was often times where I would dye things, which is why I know a lot of tricks for construction, because like a lot of times you aren't always dyeing an entire piece. So like a good example would be people would either give me fabric or they would give me a finished piece because they had a very limited amount of fabric to work with. And you can dye the pattern pieces, but when you have to like put them together in a specific way and there are still alterations that need to be done and all that jazz, it's not the same as like making something for a model that you are going to hire to do this. I don't have that sort of experience, but like I've modeled, so like I know that like it's different when it's like the piece is done, we just dyed the fabric, the piece is done, you have to have these measurements. So there were a lot of tips and tricks that I used where I was like, okay, so you're gonna have to have seam allowance here because I need to like put beeswax down so that these things don't bleed over. And like, can you do it on the seam? Yes, but like, why risk it? Especially if you're doing something that's super light next to something that's super dark. Why would you risk that? You know? You know?
The type of stuff that I was doing was like very simple commissions. Like I was making drawstring bags where it's like you are doing straight stitches in a rectangle.
Right.
Like it's not difficult stuff. They were cute, but then it just became too much because of the clientele that I was dealing with, and it just wasn't fun. So.
And then you started moving into making Disney, like
Disney
commissions.
Bounding and Disney
For, like,
commissions for
not
Not
so
So Scary and things like that.
Not so spooky.
Not too spooky.
Not too spooky.
But I did like a Jedi robe, which is like, yeah, this is pretty much just
that was
rectangles
like your
as
first
well.
commission.
That was my first commission.
The first like commission, which kind of leads from the last story, because after we played Pokemon Go until like 5 o'clock in the morning, we had to meet up for him to give a commission that he made the next day at like 5 a.m. Like we had to be at the park at like 6 a.m. when it opened.
For open, so that we could take pictures.
And so we, it was a little girl Cinderella outfit
And a Snow White outfit.
and a little girl Snow White outfit. It was very cute.
They were both very cute. And I think
cute.
I have pictures of those without the child.
I think that we got. I think I might have it in your portfolio, but I have to look and see.
To double check.
But they were super cute. But it's also like so much different sewing for a child because
there is no dimension.
They're straight size.
It's a rectangle and a circle.
Right.
With embellishment.
So like the hook one was the first one that like was
actually had to fit and form and be structured and all that jazz. So
yeah.
Kind of went from there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like my favorite outfit that you've made. Hi Hi. This is so Opus Elena's actually in here right now. We were talking about you earlier because we were talking about the microphone and we were like, we really needed that. So thank you for sending that to
So thank you.
us.
And if you're not following, give
Definitely
her a
follow.
For sure.
Follow.
For sure.
But one of the other outfits that I love that you made for us was our Shell and Miguel costumes. That was fun. That was scandalous. Like,
there was a lot of leg.
It was a lot of leg. I so when we made this, I was like, I don't want, like, you know how sometimes, so Rogue from El Dorado costume. You know how sometimes you see that costume and there's like a thick band, like you could clearly wear like bloomers or something under it. I was like, nah, I want cartoon version. So we built everything off of like very small underwear, and people were nervous on airplanes.
Everything was extremely secure.
Yes.
It was not going anywhere, but the illusion was that there is a thin piece of fabric covering everything.
Barely. That was fun.
I was in a pirate shirt. I was in a pirate shirt and a wig
and baseball shorts
and baseball shorts
pants
that were painted. But yeah, it was a good look.
We have to redo that.
Yeah.
We're thinking for Halloween we're probably going to do so I don't know if y'all do follow us. I'm sure you've seen multiple times that I have posted videos of the Lorax. So we're thinking about having Dionysus as the Onceler, the baby as the Lorax, and having me as Sai, the O'Hare guy. Because I can do the splits. But not telling the baby what it is and just watching this child lose their entire little baby mind. And then we also wanted to, please, we're gonna have to do it. It's not, so when I say the Lorax, we live in a place where it will either be 85 degrees.
Cake out of the oven.
By Jasmine. It's either going to be
Cake
out of the oven. I thought she was
like,
like, we got to go. But either it's 85 degrees and like you're on fire, or it is like 40 degrees and like the layers are fine. So what we're probably gonna do is do a suit made out of fur. Do the bow tie as a mustache. And
so
so
make it like an audacious, susical,
like huge mustache. But if hold the phone, are we talking about the book Lorax? We're talking about, so the baby's never seen the book. The baby's only seen the movie, which is kind of funny because they really like reading. We should just get that book. But
it's fine.
But we haven't. But the like one that came out in like the 20 teens, that's
the animated version.
Yeah,
of the
not
Lorax,
the old animated, the like newer animated one.
The orange fluffy guy with the big handlebar mustache. That's the one we're talking about.
But I figured, like, if we do a suit and it is super hot, like, we can put it up when we go up to the house, but, like, you can take it off while we're just kind of walking around. Yours would be super easy.
It's a suit jacket. If you haven't seen me make a suit jacket,
well, and it's pinstripe, so it's like I don't have to dye anything for that.
No.
Mine would also be super easy, but it would just be hilarious. We thought about having me as Ted, but I was like, no, I think it would be much funnier to be sad, because like he's over the top.
O'Hare guy, just carrying a empty water bucket.
I didn't even think about that part.
Oh my gosh, that could be Bubba's candy bucket.
Yes!
Chop off the top, make it like an actual handle.
We have to do that. We have to do that. And then we think the other costume that we're going to make, which we should have done them. I kind of got a late start on the Blue's Clues stuff last time because I was like, I don't know if we're going to do this. We were supposed to be going to a ball, and we moved the month before, and I was like, we were going to go trick-or-treating, but I was like, I don't know if we're going to, like, be super dressed up, or we're, like, going to pull out one of your mini tutor things. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
just a box with my hand sticking out.
So he's gonna be like the young Onceler, like the how bad can I be Onceler, living the most Onceler life.
Audacious life.
Um, but um, we should have done these costumes at the same time last year. Like we ended up just wearing our Blue's Clues costume for Purim because we were like, it's made.
This is what we have.
And like the baby loves Blue's Clues, so why not do this? But I think I'm gonna do the two costumes at the same time. And our other one is more for us. So we're either going to do one that we want to do or another one that the baby would like. If we do the one that we want to do, we're going to do you as Antonio, or you as Peppa, but a male version of Peppa. Me as Antonio, but a more femme version of Antonio. And Bubba as a male version. Bubba is the baby's nickname. That's
why we call him Bubba, or
Bubba.
Bubble, or the baby, or
that
it's
is
all
actually a little funny story. It's pretty short. So the actual nickname is Bubble because like he's not chunky enough to be a Bubba, you know. But who's gonna take the time to say Bubble all the time? We do sometimes, but mainly we say Bubba.
But yes, our Halloween costume either.
And then the baby will be a male presenting Dolores because of the poofs. And like babies have like he has cute ears, but like babies' heads are so small that it looks like they have giant ears. So I think that'd be like perfect.
It's cute.
Or we're going to do, and we literally do not know how to. We thought of a way to make this not be a cultural appropriation. The baby loves Coco, as in knows the songs in Spanish, Coco. So we would do just Hoodie Miguel, but then we would probably do Mama Imelda and Papa Hector, but just their outfits. So
They're
not
dead
sugar
outfits,
skulls.
not
Yeah.
the sugar skulls, not anything like that.
Right, because we were talking about doing the picture, but we were like, he's in a mariachi outfit, and we're not trying to do all that.
I don't want to tread that line.
Mm-mm. But their dead outfits are
Victorian and a white shirt with a vest and.
yeah. Mama Imelda is. I don't think hers is Victorian. I think hers is Edwardian.
It might be Edwardian, yeah.
And she has like the simple skirt. Yeah. And it's like all close fitting to the body and like.
Yeah. Well, she's also a skeleton, so.
Well, you know, it's kind of everything is close fitting to the body. But we thought about doing that and then just making a cardboard guitar. So we're not letting the baby pick the Lorax. We already know the baby's gonna want to do the Lorax.
He wants that one.
But we will like. We'll let
with
the child have some say.
With the Lorax costume, I also want to make a look for my job because we're dressing up as well, and I want to do a Ozian outfit from The Wizard of Oz, but I'm kind of going more of the like
you
Wicked
need to go the Wiz
route.
I said that he needs to go the Wiz route because we have.
But they're just in regular clothes.
But and.
I was like, but I like the more theatrical, audacious.
I don't think
wild
you ever
looks.
see. No, you don't ever see the Wiz. Excuse me. In the Wiz, in like their wizard look.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor's just in the bathrobe.
Yeah.
I really want to do at some point. This is gonna have to be kind of years down the road because the baby will need to be like a little bit more mature. But I kind of want to do mirroring costumes. My dream costume that I've wanted to do since childhood is the Tin Man from The Wiz.
What is your dream costumes?
Yes, comment what your dream costumes is. We have comments open. We'll wait.
We'll wait.
Well, us.
There is a little bit of a delay, so
yes.
Again, that
and y'all do have to type. But Dionysus would obviously be the like Wizard of Oz Tin Man. but then having the baby as like Dorothy, but like split Dorothy, so like one side be like the Wiz and the one side be the Wizard of Oz. Okay, what do we
Still
got?
have my hat from when I was an Ozzy and Wizard of Oz in high school. It's giant, green, and sparkly.
I love it.
Um,
What are we commenting on? Someone was talking to me.
Your dream costume.
Your dream,
like
like,
if you
costume.
Halloween costume. If you don't celebrate Halloween, what is your dream costume? I'll show you the item that sparked my I want to do this. So let me go grab that.
It's very audacious, but we're very audacious people, so that works. Currently planning on a Susan and Lucy Narnia matching set for me and Tornado. That is gonna be super cute. You live in a very warm place, though. So may the odds be ever in your favor with the heat. Those are the shoes that sparked
So
this.
these are the shoes that made me.
Bye, Jasmine.
See ya. Enjoy your cake.
Hannah Alexander Sophia or Howl Designs. Ooh. The Howl Designs are really cute. I feel like that's also very like daily wearable, like pieces of it are like daily wearable from different things. Dream costume is black dance dress from Legend. Ooh. Dream costume, I mean, Tin Man from The Wiz, it's up there. And I know y'all are probably like, that is not a difficult thing to do. It's not. It is just time consuming. There's no way around it. 110% linen. Okay, that makes more sense.
Thank you. The shoes are one of my favorite things.
They are gorgeous. I would have to say absolute dream. No, I'll do dream costume that I would want to make for you. If money was no object, if we had all the money in the world, I would want to make you an Alexander Hamilton costume. No. No. I would want to. That's it. I would probably want to make you. I don't know. You go first. I already know what you're gonna say for me.
I don't know which one I.
You've told me this a billion times.
Well, I mean, I want to make you a Claudette outfit from
Claudia
outfit
from Interview with a Vampire.
I don't know why.
But Claudette, you were like Les Mis.
No.
No.
From.
You want to make me an Ursula outfit. You want to make an Ursula outfit. So thank goodness. I've
surpassed that.
Ursula is nothing but vibes, but like I don't want to dress up as Ursula. I don't want to have to deal with all the tentacles around me all night at an event. If I could
I wanted to make you that outfit until I saw somebody cosplay that outfit better than I know I can do, and I was like, I don't want to compete with that. So.
That would take like a year of saving up for us to be able to really like do that outfit.
And I was like, that just sounds like too much work. And
I'm trying to think of like a dream outfit that I would want to make for you. I don't know. I'm like trying to think of like movies. What outfits? What
would you dress like as?
You've always wanted to put me in a Belle outfit.
Yeah, but again, that was another one that just kind of.
I'm not a big fan of the princesses, and all of the princesses that I like, I would not be comfortable dressing as. Like my favorite princess is Mulan, but Mulan isn't a princess. Mulan is a warrior, and Mulan saved China. And I would not feel comfortable dressing up as Mulan or Ping. I really like Moana, but I would also not feel comfortable dressing up as Moana. That's the baby's other favorite film is Moana. He loves Maui, but like with Coco, we could put him in a hoodie and have a guitar and jeans, and that's fine. But like we cannot at all put him in Maui.
Pixie Rose said Oberon and Tatiana from Midsummer Night Dream, right? I was like, I believe so.
I think so.
I was like, you could go a lot of different ways with that.
I could do that.
So
I could vibe with that.
That's giving very Black.
I know what outfit I would make for you. I know. You would get to live your twirling dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You would still get to wear a suit jacket.
Mm-hmm.
It would be Rose's costume from Titanic when she goes onto the boat. The traveling suit with the skirt. I feel like that is the
skirt. It doesn't twirl.
It's a hobble skirt. Oh yeah, it's a it's a bustle skirt. It's a bustle skirt. It's got a little twirl. This will be the first time you have junk in your trunk.
I mean,
the baby is puck.
Baby is puck.
Yes.
So
yes.
Black Fade next year.
Ooh, Black Fade next year. I was thinking about doing Mermaid, Siren. We'll see.
Oh my gosh, baby.
This baby is fun. Yes. But yeah, I would do that. And here's why. I feel like I realized that like it was based off of like turn of the century suits that actually existed. But as far as historical costuming goes, that is the most androgynous, iconic look ever. Because it is a suit jacket.
Yeah.
With a skirt. And it's a pencil skirt. It's a my gosh. It's not a hobble. It's a bustle. But what pinstripe? There we go. It's pinstripe. It's just thick pinstripe. I guess you could say it's just stripe. That would be adorable. That would be very adorable. Also, I love your username because same. I'm also an unwilling housewife. I love my family, but like I was originally going to be the one that was working, and then I was like, you can make more money than me. Dream costume that you would make for me. Money is no object.
See, I don't know. There's a lot of costumes that I'm like, I'd like to make this costume, but I'm like, but it's not really the dream costume. Like, I think it'd be hysterical if we did Hercules, Megara, and Philatides, and have Bubba as
Philatides.
Phil. Like, that'd be hysterical.
Very funny. But that's not like a dream.
But that's not a dream costume. Like, none of those costumes are really...
If we were going to do that, I would pad my hips like a drag queen to, like, get that exaggerated shape. I tried to update. Thank you. You're welcome.
Like, it takes a little bit.
It took a little bit of time.
A little bit of a delay. The Claudia outfit from...
I love Interview with the Vampire. Yes. Wouldn't it be fantastic? It'd have to be beginning of the movie Hercules.
Because I'm not the most muscular guy.
I mean, I can make you faux muscles. I just don't want to.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
Just don't want to.
That's why it's like,
But if money was no object, I could just do it. Because I would just commission someone else to do it. Like, I can make a faux muscular, like, suit, like, just for, like, the abs, and then, like, actually do something more soft molded up top. So, like, it moves.
But it's just one of those, like, nah.
That's a lot of time. Nah. It takes a lot of time to sculpt.
And, like, doing Kita and Milo, like, that would be a cute look.
That's not complicated.
Again, it's not complicated. It's not,
but
like,
if we
dream look.
If we did do an Atlantis look, you would have to be beginning of the movie Milo. Mm-hmm. I would be the girl who is the mechanic. Mm-hmm. And then the baby would have to be the mole guy.
I have no idea.
That would be so funny. That would be hilarious. I would love that. That's not hard costumes to do either.
But again, that, like, to me...
What about Dream Disney look?
Dream Disney look to create.
No. For, like, yourself. Dream Disney look for me. Baby is mole. Yes. Dream Disney look for me that, like, I could actually get away with wearing. I will probably be Jane from Tarzan.
Prince Edward from Enchanted. The giant poofy sleeves with a giant pants. All red velvet with a giant cape. That'd be the dream costume.
I hate that.
Because it's audacious and extra.
I hate it. I notice how I picked pretty much Rose's outfit from the opening of Titanic. For me, a dream Disney look would be
Maid Marian.
Maid Marian. That would be an easy one to do. A lot of fabric, but that would be an easy one to do. You just have to that's a lot of fabric. Animated. Oh, I guess Jane is animated. Not people. Not people for me. I would probably do. I don't know. I've always wanted to do Wreck-It Ralph characters, but not Vanellope or Ralph.
But like the
or
Candy
the other
Crush
two, like Crew.
I was like, and that's what.
Those would be very cute as Lolita looks, but the Lolita community scares me a little bit. Not because they're not nice, but because there are a lot of rules, and I don't like following rules.
I want to do historically adequate.
We're waiting for it to load. It should have. There we go. I want to do a historically adequate Elowen from the Black Cauldron. The Black Cauldron is a terrifying movie. I worked with someone who their favorite movie was The Black Cauldron. And if y'all think that I'm a hard ass, this person was much more of a get it together person than myself. You need to get your stuff together, you need to get your life together. Oh my gosh. Their favorite a lot was explained to me when we were talking about our favorite Disney movies, and she was like, my favorite Disney movie is The Black Cauldron. And I was like, oh, I get you now. I get you now.
That
because
makes sense.
My favorite movie as a child, I liked Lion King. I always say that The Lion King, when I say child, I mean before Mulan came out. So because Mulan, it was over after that. I loved Pocahontas, but immediately after I watched that film, my family was like, so let's actually talk about this. And I was like, oh, now I'm very upset. Not in a bad way. They shouldn't have done that, but oh, I wish I wouldn't have learned this false history. So for a long time, my favorite movie was Fox and the Hound. And I think that says a lot about who I am right now, because that is just an allegory for Jim Crow. That's it. What do we have? Oh my gosh. You have to see it, but you also have to be prepared. It's as an adult, there are portions that are a little unsettling. It's not
part
scary,
of it is
just
because
unsettling.
Part of it is because the animators were like, hey,
style.
This is too scary, we need to cut out giant chunks of this movie. So that's part of it. But also, it's just terrifying.
Aristocats. Aristocats are super cute. I love Marie. She's really cute.
I love how Elowen is like, I'm gonna rescue myself, and Taryn is like, can I come? And Elowen was like,
I guess. It's giving Labyrinth vibes. When I can't remember the name of the main character, meets all these different creatures, and they're like, I can help, and she's like, I guess. I've kind of got this covered. I've come into the labyrinth. I made it this far. I think I'm good.
Pocahontas was banned in my house because of the inaccuracy.
So when I saw it in theaters. So it wasn't okay, we know what this movie's gonna be about. And if you go back and you watch the previews, Disney movies now give you a little bit of the plot line. They're like, Rapunzel has long hair and she's in the tower and she breaks free and has adventures. And so you kind of know what's gonna happen. But if you go back and watch the Pocahontas trailer, because I went back and watched it when I did the video with Christine with So Seen, I was like, this video is literally I don't want to get a copyright strike, but Colors of the Wind, just the wind, her diving, and they're like, a movie to remember. And then she's like, I don't want to marry Cocoam. And then it's just so I think my parents were like, oh, this kind of just gonna be about Pocahontas, just Pocahontas. And like there's a little bit of the settlers, but like there's not enough for you to like know how they're gonna set this up.
It's like one of the danger scenes where it's just shadows against a
Right.
stone wall where it's like, ooh, something spooky's gonna
Right.
happen.
So I think my parents were like, "Oh, this is gonna be not historically accurate because it's Disney, but this isn't gonna be wildly historically inaccurate." And they were wrong. Like
pretty bad.
I remember getting back and I was like, "I'm Pocahontas," because you know how little kids are. They see a movie and they're like, "I'm the character," and my parents are like, "Let's talk
rewind
about this," and I was like, "Oh, okay,
gotcha.
all right." What else do we have?
When I was a kid, I was a huge fan of Cinderella. Had an off-brand sing-along version that drove my parents slightly nuts.
Cinderella is really cute, but I like the more modern interpretations of Cinderella, but not the new movie.
No.
It was terrible. The live-action movie was terrible. She was like, "Be kind above all else," and I was like, animated Cinderella wasn't like that.
No.
Animated Cinderella was like, "I'm doing this because I want to stay in my house." But
and
like,
there is
but she
no
wasn't
way out.
kind above all else. I wouldn't even say that she was kind to them. She just did what she was told.
She was obedient above all else.
Which is not the same at all.
No. And they tried to like the live action movies that they've been creating just haven't quite been hidden.
Oh my gosh. That version is amazing. I do get upset when people are like, "This is the pinnacle of blind casting," because like it's only the pinnacle of blind casting because you don't have to tell the story of Cinderella anymore.
Yeah.
So like you could do that with Cinderella because I know there will be a stepmother, stepsisters, Cinderella, a prince, king and queen. I know that these characters will exist, and townspeople, people at the ball. There will be
footsmen,
some type of like side characters. There might be mice, there might be whatever, but like for the most part, it's established, so you can kind of cast any way. But like if I was coming out with a movie tomorrow, and it was a musical, and it was about a family of four, but you know it was about a family of four, and they had to go on this magical adventure, and along the way they met a guy who was a prince, and he didn't let like you might not know that they're a family until like it is explicitly said that they're a family. Not because anything is wrong, but we all hold internal biases.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that exposition there, people might be like, okay, maybe they're a blended family. Like maybe this, like instead of being like, no, these are their biological children. I'm not gonna talk on Bridgerton season 2 because that's not my space. Like I'm not Indian. That's not my space to talk on. I'm not South Asian. But Bridgerton season 1, folks were like, they were just blind casting a blind cast. And I was like, the familial relationships made sense.
Yeah.
They made sense. You might not like the direction that they took, but they made sense. Everybody who was related to somebody else had a somewhat person of color skin tone. So it like made sense.
But like even with the Featheringtons, where they had the cousin that
I have a lot of theories on that. I don't think that Marina was the cousin at all. I think that the dad had to say something. If you have not seen Bridgerton, I'm sorry. Like season 1, it's
been
a year. It's been over a year.
It's
since
on
the first
Netflix.
Season.
Like get on the and then
we're not talking season 2.
Yeah,
because that just came out. But like this year. But like it's unplugged. I unplugged the iron. You're fine. But like the Featherington's cousin, she didn't have to be related to them. One, because Daddy had debts, so we don't know if like she was actually related, or if he just lied because he was like,
He lied about a lot of things.
He lied about a lot of things, but two, you don't get to control the genetics. You could be biracial and have a little bit darker skin. You got very dark skin. So like that, a lot of people had qualms with that, but like people always like herald Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella as being blind cast, and it is, but it's because we have an established story. Whereas, and I know that there are a lot of issues with Hamilton. I feel like Hamilton is a close modern equivalent to Rodgers and Hammerstein's like Brandy Cinderella, only in the sense that it is a rap operetta. So like you are telling me 400,000. Hi, hello, welcome to court. But you are telling me 400,000 times that you are Thomas Jefferson, you are Thomas Jefferson, you are Thomas Jefferson. But like it wouldn't work when you first meet all of them. You're just like, I don't know who any of these people. I know you specifically.
I know you
are Alexander
died
Hamilton.
For him. You
you loved him, and you were the damn fool that shot him.
That's all I know.
That's
so,
all I
like,
know.
Historically, that would mean that you are.
But, like, when you get into the song Alexander Hamilton, like, I know that you are Alexander Hamilton. I don't know who these other people are.
That's Alexander Hamilton.
400,000 times.
The show.
Like, the exposition. Who was I talking to? This was, like, years ago when it first came out. But I was talking to someone, and they were like, I don't really like Hamilton. I don't really like the style. I don't really like the vibe. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I was like, do you like Les Mis? And they were like, yeah. And then what?
And you're like, oh, you're a basic white guy.
What was the other one? I was like, do you like Les Mis? And they were like, yeah. I was like, do you like Porgy and Bess? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, but not Hamilton. I was like, because it's just an operetta. There's more singing than there is lines.
Do you like Phantom of the Opera? Yes. So.
Okay. With South Pacific, no, South Pacific has a lot of lines. What is that, not movie, that musical? I cannot remember.
That one.
That one.
Comment down below the musical that Muse is thinking of right now.
I cannot think. It's another operetta. Miss Saigon. I think that one also has more singing than it does words. But like, I mean, quite honestly, Porgy and Bess was not really loved when it first came out.
No.
Because it was a black operetta and it didn't follow all of the rules that had been established of operettas. Operettas in general weren't very popular when they first started coming out because they weren't opera. They weren't sung in a romantic language. Sorry.
Here we are, changing all the rules again.
Sorry. All right, on that note, we do have to get going. We stopped sewing because, like, the sewing is loud. So, like, we're at a point where we have to actually sew. So, since we have to sew, we're gonna go. Bye.
All right. And we'll try to find those pictures so that we can post in the community tab of the...
all the things.
All of the things. Also, if you want to, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the bell notification.
That reminded me, the baby always says, and thanks for subscribing. And I'm like, we've never said that.
Today we were outside and he just started talking to the wind and said, hello and welcome back to court.
Thanks for subscribing. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Right. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes. Bye.